Alrighty, what's going on? Tripp Kramer here from trippadvice.com, doing a little live session here. Gonna be talking about some cool stuff, and then gonna be taking some questions from you. And I'm so excited to be doing this. I remember I used to do lives a lot more, and they were a lot of fun because I got to connect with you. And now it's good to be back. So what's up, everybody? Cool. People here from all over the world. Singapore. Love it. Where else is everyone from? Write it in the chat. Let's hear from you. Very cool. So I just want to give you a little announcement before we get started. The coaching doors are open. That's right. I am taking clients right now for coaching. So if you are interested in receiving coaching from me, one-on-one, doesn't matter where you live in the world, as long as you have access to a phone or Skype and you are 18 or older, you already pre-qualify to do coaching with me. What is coaching? What does that mean? What is dating coaching? Well, that means that we'll be able to hop on the phone and I'll be able to help you one-on-one and give you a customized plan to be able to go out, meet, attract women, sleep with the kind of women that you want to sleep with, and also have the dating life that you desire, and I will help you do that. I've been working with clients now for the past few months. Well, I've been doing phone coaching on and off for the past 8 years, and right now we're back on it, helping guys. I just was working with a client actually recently who just scored 6 dates in 2 weeks after going out, getting over his approach anxiety, and giving him the plan to be able to get over that approach anxiety, know exactly what to say to girls, get them attracted. So that's what we helped him do. So if you're interested in coaching, here's what I want you to do. I want you to write the word coaching in the comments. Now, not in the chat. I know there's some people right now in the chat. So no, not in the chat, but you got to write it in the comment, because when I see your comment and it says coaching, I will reply to you. And we'll get you all set up to have a phone call with me to see if you qualify for coaching. So again, as long as you're 18 or older, and as long as you have access to be able to talk to me, whether it's Skype or a phone, you already pre-qualify, okay? No, it is not free. There is an investment. There's always an investment when you are working and doing something for yourself, specifically in this arena as well. An exchange of value, as they call it. So if you're interested in coaching, again, write in the comment of the YouTube video, coaching. That's what I want you to do, not in the chat box. And then I will personally reach out to you and we'll hop on a call. Sound good? Cool. So what is the one sentence that you're going to say to her? Super simple, not mind-blowing, but for some of you, I think it is going to be mind-blowing because you're not thinking in a specific way, which I need you to be thinking. You're not thinking on a specific level that I need you to be thinking, okay? So what is the sentence? I'm going to say what the sentence is. You know I like to build things up. And then I'm going to explain to you why it's important, and we're going to go over some stuff there. And like I said, if you stick around, then I will answer some questions. We'll do a little Q&A, okay? People keep writing coaching in the chat box, but I'm telling you, don't write in the chat box because I'm not going to be able to reply to you there. I will be able to reply to you when you write it in the comment in down below, okay? Wherever this is going to be broadcasted, several places. So in the comments down below, write coaching, and I'll reach out to you. There is no comments. Someone said there's no comments. Okay. I guess for now the chat box is fine. There should be a comment box down below. Okay. No comments. There should be actually a place to write a comment. People have done it before. But all right, that's fine. You know what? I take it back. Go ahead. Write it in the chat box, and I'll reach out to you. Okay, what's the sentence? The sentence is, I'm busy. That's right. I'm busy. Now, this is in some specific situations here, okay? So the sentence you're going to say is, I'm busy. Or, I'm not free that night. Something along the lines of, if a girl asks you for plans, or if she's trying to reschedule something because she can't do something and you're trying to ask her on a date and then she asks for another date, basically you want an opportunity to say to a girl that you're busy, you're doing something. Now, it's interesting because a lot of guys don't think on that level. Instead, what they do is they're trying very, very hard to get the girl out on a date, which is something that you absolutely should be doing. You should be the one who's proactive in that situation. However, there's going to be a time when you're dating a girl and she's asking you out. She's asking what you're up to. You get to that point. Or like I said, maybe in the very beginning of the courtship process where, you know, you guys are trying to figure out plans and you'll just be free for any day to hang out. Don't do this. This is very bad. Okay. So why is this bad? Because you want to show the girl that you have a life, that you have things going on, that you're not desperate for her, that you're not so desperate that you would cancel your own plans and move everything aside just to be with her. This is how you get women to chase you. Okay. This is how you get women to chase you, when you show that you're not available. Because what are most guys doing? They're making themselves available. So once you're not available and you say you're busy, what does this sub communicate to her? Like, whoa, does he really like me? Is there something wrong with me? It actually makes her feel a little bit self-conscious because she's not like every other guy who's dropping everything to be with her. And so this makes a woman chase. Okay. So maybe this is not a situation that you're going to be in right now. Because again, you're going to be the one who's going to be proactive in asking a girl out. When you're going out, when you're talking to girls, when you're doing approaches, you can't wait for them to ask you out. It's probably not going to happen. You're going to be the one asking their number. You're going to be the one who's going to be bouncing them around the venue, taking them outside the venue, going back to your place, going to another place. You're the one who's proactive in that whole situation. So it's not going to come up then. But if you're being successful in your dating life and you get it to the level where you're dating multiple women, which you should be, then you want to be able to tell a girl you're busy. And hopefully, by God, hopefully, you're not lying. Meaning you actually are busy. You have something going on. Maybe you have a date with another girl. Maybe you're doing something with friends. Maybe you're doing nothing. You just don't want to hang out with anyone because you want to just hang out alone. Whatever the reason is, I hope it's real because you have a life and you're doing something with it. That's how it should work, right? That's like the reality. Like in a real situation, there's a guy who has an amazing life, who keeps busy. And so he's telling a girl, yep, can't do it. Can't do it right now. And this gets her wanting more. It's counterintuitive. You would think, oh, well, if I'm busy or I can't hang out with her, then, well, what's going to happen? Well, she's just going to go away. It's going to go away. You think that because you have a scarce mindset, but you got to bring it to the abundant mindset, knowing that, first of all, she's not going to go away. If she's interested, she'll wait to hang out with you another time. Or if she doesn't, good. Farewell. Farewell, because you're in an abundant mindset, because you're actually living an abundant lifestyle where you are dating other women. So you can't really lose here. I'm busy. I'm going to go to the chat box and see what people are saying here. Good. We got people who are writing coaching in the chat box. So if everyone's a little confused here, like why is everyone writing coaching here? That means that they're interested in getting one-on-one coaching with me over the phone. So if you're interested in that as well, write that in the chat and I will reach out to you personally and we'll set up a call. Okay. So go ahead and do that. Make sure again that you're 18 or older. And you have the ability to speak with me over some device. Okay. So there you go. Cool. I want to hear your thoughts right now on the busy line. We got a lot of people here. So what are your thoughts? Let's talk about it real quick. Someone said that they've been too needy. See, that's the thing too. Neediness is such an unattractive trait. Such an unattractive trait. Women don't want a guy who's needy. They don't want a guy who doesn't have his life together, where he's not effective at life enough to the point where he needs something, right? This is not a very masculine type of trait. Someone who is living and breathing their masculinity, they have things taken care of. They know how to conquer life. They know how to lead their way through life. So what's the opposite of that? Someone who doesn't have any of that and they're needy and they need support. It's okay to have support from people, to get help from people, but not from a woman. You don't want to show that neediness. You don't want to show that you have something lacking in your life, that you need her. Bad. So what kind of questions you guys got regarding this topic? Let's talk about it for a second. Has anyone been needy in this case? Has anyone showed neediness, showed too much availability? Really, when you're dating a girl, when you're first dating her, you should only be hanging out with her no more than 1 to 2 times per week for a while. Of course, eventually that's going to increase, but you don't want to be spending every single day with her because you need to create your life too, right? Charles said, how much pickup did you do before it hit you that true abundance is knowing new girls are turning 18 every day? It took me about 3 to 4 months into serious, hardcore going out and approaching to get to that point. Where I was living in an abundant mindset. What taught me the abundant mindset was I kept on being able to meet new women. So my abilities and skills got better at meeting women. I got better at it. Because I got better at it, what ended up happening was I proved to myself that there's always another woman around the corner. People who are in scarcity mindset, they don't have any women around them. So it's scarce. They don't have the ability to meet more women. So it's not working for them. So of course they get more needy for any girl that comes their way. But when I realized that once it didn't work out with one girl, another one was around the corner, that kept on happening. I was like, oh, well, there we go. There's always an opportunity. Cool. I got lots of people writing coaching in the comments. Don't forget that I will reach out to you personally and we'll hop on a call to see if you're a good fit for coaching. Adam says, how do you stand out from all the guys? I actually did a podcast episode on that. So I'm going to redirect you there. There is a podcast. I think it's actually titled, let's find out real quick. I think I did one very recently called How to Stand Out. And I want you to, it was a couple weeks ago. How do you stand out to women, Adam, on my How to Talk to Girls podcast? I'll put a link. Right now to the podcast. You guys can check that out. I'm just reading the comments right now. Charles said, I saw your collaboration with John Anthony. You, sir, are OG, but I won't marry due to pick up red pilling me. How do girls turning 18? Hey, man, that's your choice. You don't have to get married. Do whatever you want. You guys can do whatever you want. Get married, don't get married, you know. Oh, wow. I didn't realize I had that availability. Someone just sent $2 to ask a question. I didn't even think that was turned on. Well, all right. $2, sure. Thank you. I don't even know how to retrieve that $2. Can a 27-year-old man date an 18-year-old girl? Yeah, you can date an 18-year-old girl, but why would you want to? I mean, God, conversation must be terrible with an 18-year-old girl unless you're 18, you know? I mean, is it unless you're just looking for something very casual, go ahead. Is it possible? Yeah, it's possible. But man, 18, they look young. Make sure they're not lying. Make sure they're actually 18. Be very careful there. Be very careful. What other questions you guys have? We can do some more questions regarding other things. But just so you know, it'd be good to stick to the topic here because I think a lot of guys are here. They want to learn more about neediness and staying busy and not being too available. Someone said, I showed neediness, told her I liked her, got rejected. Now she is still friends with me. What do I do? Do not be friends with her anymore because you still like her. Move on. Ryan said, a lot of girls I know are into older guys. Why? I think older guys usually have more of their life put together, less needy, so to speak. They're more mature. Not necessarily all the time. This is generally speaking. A little more seasoned in life. They can take care of themselves. They have their own apartments or condos. They have more of their life together. That's very attractive to a woman. Can you fake not being needy? Yeah, technically you can. I mean, inside you might feel needy. Maybe you don't have a life that's busy. And I'm telling you, hopefully you do, but you just still say, I'm busy, right? You can still say that. Tripp, I struggle to keep it 50-50 when my girl doesn't want to cooperate with me. How do I fix it, or what do I do? She always tries to stay in charge of the relationship. I'm curious to know in what aspects is that happening. There's a lot of different areas where you can be in charge of a relationship. That could be sexually, that could be the activities you guys do together, that can be in the conversation. So be more specific in what area that is. And if I see you pop up again, I'll answer that question. Chris says, this girl I've been seeing doesn't want to date, but wants to stay in limbo. She says she likes me a lot, but since we had the dating convo, she's been distant. What do I do? You be distant now. Okay? You do not want to stay in limbo with any girl. Any girl. Do not stay in limbo with any girl. It should be very black or white. She is your friend, and that's it, and you are not interested in her, or she is someone you are pursuing. You guys are dating. You guys are sexual with each other. So if she's in limbo, wants to stay in limbo, you get out immediately. And what's great about that is that actually might work for your benefit. If you're like, okay, I'm out, she might be like, oh, no, wait. Right? Because she realizes, oh, wait, he's going to leave. And this is going to make her chase you because, you're not sticking around anymore, are you? Think about that. Anthony says, told her I was busy. She started with a bunch of text messages. How should I respond to that? I don't understand. You didn't use the right grammar there. If you don't use the right grammar, I'm not going to answer your question. I'm sorry for those people who are, for English is your second language. But in order for me to answer a good question and give you good value, I need to understand what the question is. Okay, Skullhead Oliva said, so this is back to the 50-50, meaning she doesn't let me hang out, mostly who I want to hang out with, but yet she wants to hang out with men. When I try to talk to her about it, she only gets mad. Whoa. Okay, well, there's a lot of things happening here. You guys shouldn't be controlling who you hang out with. So that's number one. So now the problem isn't she's in charge of the relationship. The problem is you guys should not be forcing each other or telling each other, don't hang out with these people. That is very bad news. You don't want to control your girlfriend, and she shouldn't be controlling you either. These are great questions, guys. Will you guys stop asking me if I'm subscribed to PewDiePie? Why in God's name would I want to spend even 1 second talking about anything other than dating advice? I don't. We're here to learn about dating, sex, and relationships, not if I'm subscribed to PewDiePie. Come on. Come on, people. What are the questions you guys got? What to say when she asks me questions like, can she use my pencil? What flirty replay should I say? A good flirty line is you look at her and you say, no, with a smile, but be really intense with it. You look at her and say, no. And then she's like, oh, come on, please. And you say, all right, fine. But you and me have to talk after class. And then you ask her out. How would you go about getting a girl that has been cheated on and has trust issues to commit to a relationship? The best way to get a girl to trust you is your actions and your words and actions align. So make sure that whatever you say happens. That's how trust is built. Someone says something, says they're going to do something that you... Okay, so I'll say that you say something. Maybe it's showing up on time, or maybe it's saying you guys are going to do something together. You actually follow through and do it. Being very congruent with who you are. If she suspects that you're trying to be someone different, or you're faking, or you're putting on some fake persona, she won't trust you. Otherwise, there's not much you can do to convince someone you're not going to cheat on them, but tell them that you're not going to. And then after that, all you can do is just be congruent with who you are. What are the questions we got here? Lots of you joining live. This is great. Don't forget, real quick, if you're interested in coaching, I'm offering one-on-one coaching at the moment. And if you're interested, write coaching in the comments, or in the comment below, or in the chat box, whatever is popping up for you. And I will reply to you, and we'll hop on a call. Coaching is really great for people who are stuck. I work with a lot of guys who are stuck. They're stuck where they are. They can't get to the next level. They have approach anxiety, or they are approaching, but they can't get girls to take them seriously, or get girls to pay attention to them, or they're just stuck. They don't even know where to begin. So if you're having troubles meeting, attracting women, coaching could be a solution for you. So what I want you to do is type coaching in, and I'll reply to you, and we'll hop on a call and see if it's a good fit. You got to be 18 or over, by the way, 18 or over, and be able to talk to me on the phone. Yes, there is an investment for coaching. No, it is not free. Yes, Tripp Advice is a business. As much as I would like it to be free, I need to eat food. And I hope you want me to eat food. Adam, I just hooked up with a Russian model, and we in the same profession. I'm a photographer. How do I stand out from the rest? Again, Adam, I'm just going to point you to the podcast episode, and you'll know what to do. So check out the podcast, Adam, How to Talk to Girls. It's on iTunes and Stitcher. Christian RRC says, how to approach more if you have a busy schedule in work and you don't want to be that guy who hits on girls at work. How to approach more if you have a busy schedule. See, here's the thing. People always say they have a busy schedule. Every time I work with a guy and we do coaching together and we got on the phone and he says he's got a busy schedule, I always find at least 2 hours in the week that you can go out and approach girls. Unless you're telling me that literally every single day you wake up at 7 a.m. and you get home at even 11 p.m., you can still go out after that. So unless you're working from 11 a.m. to 3 a.m. every single day, you have an hour to go out and meet girls. And if you're like, but I'm tired, well, what do you want me to say? Quit your job. Get a new job. There's always an hour you can find if you really want it. Assad said, question, I asked this girl out and she said, I don't know. Let God and fate decide. What do I do? No, you decide. You are in control, Assad. She says no or I don't know, you're out. If a girl is anything but a big yes, you leave. Abundance mentality, meaning you believe that there's an abundance of women out there. You got to practice it. The mindset is something that is only achieved when you believe truly that there are other women out there, but even more so it's achieved when you actually have an abundance of women around you. So don't be trying to spend time with women who don't want to be spending time with you. Ryan said, Tripp, when you say for us to use the busy phrase, which is better to use it in person or over the phone? It depends on how she asked you. If she asked you over text, you'll text it. If she asked you in person, you'll say it in person. So, all depends. Another super chat, $2. Someone said, Spencer Sponsor said, are you looking for apprentices? I'm sorry you just spent $2 for me to say at this moment, no, I'm not looking for apprentices. Not in this moment. But thank you for asking. And thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. Someone said, you said move on and don't be friends, but how do I do that? It really is not easy sometimes. Consider it and help. Well, you know it's not easy. What's not easy is staying friends with someone, friends, because are you really friends with them if you like them? You know what I'm saying? It's hard to stay friends with someone who you like. I've been there, by the way, years ago. Staying friends with someone even though you like them. God, it's torture. You're not respecting yourself. Why would you want to do that? By the way, I just appreciate all you guys right now asking great questions and really sticking to the topic here, which is cool. I like that we keep going back to the topic. People keep writing question, so I'll see it. And I am seeing it. Question, do you think that it's bad if a girl talks to you about other guys with you? It doesn't matter. The only thing you should ever be focused on is the relationship with the girl that I'm with progressing? Is it going from hello to sex? Is it progressing to that point? If it's not progressing to that point, that's your issue, not anything else. Doesn't matter if girls talk about guys or whatever. If it's not progressing, so here's a big lesson here, guys, because I'm getting a lot of these questions. I know a lot of you guys in the friend zone, and you're asking questions around that, is if you're not moving forward, if the relationship, when I say relationship, by the way, I don't mean you guys are boyfriend, girlfriend. I'm just saying there's a relationship, there's a dynamic there's a connection between you and the girl. And if that isn't moving towards sex and you're in the friend zone, you need to drop it. If you can honestly be friends with them, fine, be friends with them. But if you're probably being honest with yourself, it's going to be really hard because you actually like the girl. James says, I'm 41 years old, been off the market for 20 years. Is it possible to teach this old dog new tricks? Absolutely. I work with guys, James, in my coaching program way older than 41, 40s and 50s, and we're getting them girls left and right. So, James, if you're interested in coaching, by the way, you would be a good fit because you're over 18. Sounds like you're back in the market. If you're interested in coaching, write coaching, and I'll reach out to you. You got to be over 18. Yes, there is an investment, and yes, you need to be able to talk to me over the phone, so you need a phone. Harry says, remember, men are the prize. Just remember that you're the prize. Adam says, Tripp, how many dates do you have? Adam, I don't know why. I'm always answering your questions. You have good questions. And you're always here for the lives. Tripp, how many dates do you have to go on before you are in a relationship? I mean, it's up to you, man. I would recommend don't get into if you're looking for a monogamous relationship, don't get into a monogamous relationship for at least after seeing the girl for like 3 to 4 months. So you really get to know her. Venom said, how do I buy your programs? Well, one of my programs is Hooked, which you can get at getherhooked.com. But if you want coaching, just write coaching and I'll reach out to you and we can talk about that. Okay, Patrick, you've been spamming this chat. Will my ex who cheated on me and the other I got back in contact after 2 years tell me she's confused come back if I block them? I don't know. How do I know? I like when people ask questions like that. I don't know what's going to happen. What are the questions you guys got? What other questions can I answer for you today? Why is someone talking about audible.com? This is not sponsored by audible.com. What are the questions we got? Again, remember, today's topic, we're talking about, okay, cool, being busy. Someone said, what if you pull the busy line, but she does not buy it, as in she doesn't believe you are busy and insists on linking up? Don't link up with her. She's testing you to see if you're really busy. Do not meet up with her. Your actions should match your words. If you're busy, stay busy. If she's that interested in meeting up with you, then she'll meet up with you again. Okay? So, be busy. That's the line, by the way. Anyone coming in late here, the one sentence is I'm busy. Stay busy. Tripp, do you prefer your fellow Jewish women? Oof. How do you know I'm Jewish? Because of the face? Well, I actually am. And no, not necessarily. So yeah, busy. Busy means you're busy, means you're not needy, means that you have a life, means that she's not the most important thing. And when she knows that she's not the most important thing, she wants to be, so she'll chase you. It is playing hard to get. But again, hopefully it's not a game. I don't want any of these things to be games. I don't want you to pretend that you're masculine, pretend that you're busy. Eventually, you should be working your way towards a reality in which you are emitting true masculine traits. And you have built a life and lifestyle around you that is rich. And I don't mean in money. I mean just it's full of everything. You love your career. You have lots of friends. You're doing cool things. You're traveling. Dating multiple women. You have hobbies. You're busy. So that's what I want you to be thinking about. That's what I want you guys to be thinking about. Harry said Jewish women are egotistical. That's a terrible generalization. Skullhead Oliva. You guys are funny, man. You guys are real funny. I'm so happy I made $4 in the super chat. I forgot that that's even a thing. And no, you don't have, I'm not pushing that. You guys don't have to do the super chat, really. Don't worry about that. I mean, if you do it, yes, I do see your question for sure, but I'm trying to get to your questions either way. Instead, if you really want the help, type coaching, I'll reply to you, and yeah, make sure that we can get you the resources you need to get on the call with me. Okay? I'll take a couple more questions. What do we got? Yes, I am. I am in Chicago. Is there a point when you're too busy? You have to give in. Well, yeah, if you want to meet the girl. If you're actually so busy, it depends what you want to do. You know, if you don't want to meet the girl, don't meet her. But if you want to meet her, try to figure out a time. Hopefully you're balancing your lifestyle enough where you can have a dating life. Again, if that's what you want. I'm assuming that's what you do want because you're here right now listening to me talk and you're asking questions. So, how do I make conversations more interesting? I always get this question whenever I do a live. I'm not going to answer that question for you because I have 50 videos on that. So if you're a subscriber of my channel, then you'll see that there's a lot of conversation topics and conversation related videos where I can help you with that. But for now, let's get to some less generic questions. I have this girl in my class continuously staring at me. What should I say to her? Say hello. Introduce yourself. Ask her how she likes the class. Do I help lesbians? I would help a lesbian, but they don't reach out to me. What is the one thing you can say to get a girl? I'm busy. That's the answer. Guys, this has been great. This has been great. Thank you for joining me today on this live, or if you're watching this at another time, thank you for being here. I want you, again, if you're interested in doing coaching, if you're still with me, I want you to write coaching in the comments or in the chat box, wherever you're watching this video, and I'll reach out to you personally. Coaching is going to help you get to the next level in terms of your dating life. So imagine wherever you are right now, let's get you 5 steps higher than that. If you can't approach girls, we're going to get you dates with girls. If you're getting dates with girls, but they're not getting past the first date, we're going to get you actually having sex with these girls and or getting into a relationship. We'll get you to that level. Let me do the work. I know exactly what to do with you. I've been doing this for years, and I can help you get to that next level. So 18 or older, write coaching. I'll reply to you personally, and we'll get you on a phone call and see if you qualify. Again, 18 or older. Yes, there is an investment for coaching, and you got to be able to talk to me on the phone. So hopefully you have a device. Sound good? Great. Awesome, guys. Thanks for being here. And if you're watching this later on, thanks for watching. Talk to you soon.